The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining our webinar today. I'm going to go ahead and get started in just a minute while we wait for others to arrive. If you can hear me okay, would you mind putting in the chat that you can hear me? Or just say yes. Thank you. Gosh, appreciate that. Cool. Thank you, Rachel. All right. We'll give it about another minute or so while we wait for everyone to arrive. Thank you again for joining our webinar today. All right. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and jump in and get started. Again, thank you all for attending today. Today we're going to talk about a guide for jewelers for digital marketing for the new year. So we're going to just talk about what's most important this year in our experience and kind of what we've been seeing and what we've been seeing working, and then also all the things that are trending right now. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. If you're not familiar with GemFind, I'm Anthony Archiga, VP of Sales and Marketing for GemFind. Been working at GemFind for over 15 years now. We've been in business for over 20 years. We specialize in helping jewelers with all things digital, everything from web design, making interactive apps, engaging apps to help streamline your product solutions on your website. We're integrated with Edge, which is why we have these webinars as our partnership with Edge, providing education and value to Edge customers. And we also do, pretty extensive, thorough digital marketing for the jewelry industry. And we just like providing education and valuable insights based on what we've learned over the years. A couple of our team members here at JCK. Again, I'm Anthony Archiga, VP of Sales and Marketing here at GemFind. Today we're gonna talk about, again, the guide for jewelers for digital marketing for this year. We're going to talk about your brand identity and your communication strategy, your social media, your marketing automation, SEO. We'll talk about the website a little bit, and then we'll open it up for a Q&A. So there's two different sections on the GoToWebinar panel. There's a chat. You can always just chat there, or if you want to ask questions, you can ask questions through the Q&A field on the GoToWebinar panel. Feel free to do that throughout the webinar today. Most likely, I'll probably get to the questions at the end when we open up our Q&A session, but if there's something I can comment on real quick, I will. So we want to talk about brand identity and the importance of brand identity. So why is brand identity important? Really, in order for consumers to choose you over everyone else, your business needs to resonate with them. And so, most of the businesses that we take a look at or we audit, there's many things that really set them apart from their competitors, but they're not really mentioning that, and there's no real way that they're communicating that through their channels or when you land on their website. So really, they appear to be a carbon copy of each other. Especially in the kind of, the more, standard jewelry store space. Again, there's so many probably reasons why somebody should shop for you, but it's usually just not said in a way that, again, resonates with the people visiting your website or going to your channels, your social media, or your email, stuff like that. So I think one of the most important things before you go out and start doing extensive digital marketing, you really need to understand your brand identity, your brand values, and your mission statement and all of those things. Otherwise, if they land on your site and they land on one of your competitor sites and they have, maybe you have a little bit more product selection, or, maybe you have some better price points, but that's just kind of leaving it up to a coin toss. But so if you kind of drill down on these things that make up your brand identity, which is your mission statement, your voice, your brand values, also your visual identity, and consistency of these items on all of your channels. So, again, before we really want to start pushing out digital marketing out and kind of, with the bullhorn, or however, we want to get the message out there, we need to actually first take a step back and understand who you are and how can we get people to resonate with you and actually want to purchase from you. And I think you'll have a lot more success with any marketing campaign if that is clearly defined. Obviously there's a lot of data and stuff that, tells that same story. But here are some of the items that are typically solidified through a branding exercise. You're going to go through, this is something that we worked through with someone just recently, but your mission statement, your brand voice, your brand values, will uncover a buyer persona and really establish your visual identity, your color palette, logos, typography, mood boards, photography guidelines, etc. And so once you establish these things, now okay, I have to kind of have the same type of brand identity throughout, again, your social media and your email strategy and your paid strategy and all of those other things in order to start, again, pushing it out there and getting people to buy into it, and knowing that they know your brand identity when they see it. They see your colors. They read your mission statement. They buy in. And when they get your retargeting, they keep seeing that brand identity everywhere they go, because now when you have true digital marketing, a solution like marketing automation, which I'll jump into in a little bit, it's about nurturing. It's about, keeping them within your marketing funnel. But you really need to kind of win them over first and have them resonate. And once they do, and most people aren't ready to purchase an engagement ring the first time they kind of learn about a brand. So when you use marketing automation and nurture them over the course of their buyer's journey, now you're going to have everything dialed in. You're going to have a lot better conversion rate once you have all of these things thought out. I know a lot of jewelers already have some things like logos and typography, color palettes, etc. But a lot of times it's not consistent. Most of what we see with jewelers is it's a lot of just reposting things from their vendors. There's really kind of no real brand identity behind it. So that's why I kind of wanted to talk about these things today, to give you a little bit more direction on how to really get the most out of your digital marketing in 2023. So, as we learned throughout COVID and all these other things, your digital presence is really how people are finding you today, outside of repeat customers and referrals. But if somebody refers another person to your business, they're typically going to go look at your website. They're going to follow you on social media. They still need to buy in. But also, most people are finding businesses through these different channels, either through their website, through search, or email, or especially social media. All these different channels. They really need to actually, you need to have all that stuff dialed in 2023 if you want to get the most out of what you're doing, because the digital solution is the most important thing today related to your business as far as people finding out about you. So once a brand identity is clearly defined, it's important to disseminate the messaging via communication strategy that covers all platforms, such as your website, your email, social media, PPC, print as well. But it's important to have that brand identity, your messaging, etc., and then create a marketing calendar that you can now schedule out your communication strategy. You have different things going on throughout the year. What we see a lot of times is jewelers are kind of just hey, next week let's do a sale, so it's important when you have these things clearly defined, you can kind of plan ahead more and make sure that everything aligns with your core mission and your brand values and everything like that, and all of the brand identity that you will clearly define through a branding strategy. So just want to kind of drill that down. Social media. So what makes a social media strategy successful today? It's authentic content. So again, no reposting from your vendors, which is kind of the easy thing to do, but it's not generating much engagement. Really, what it's there's several things that help with like getting conversions on a website, and we'll talk about those things. But one of them is things that are not actually on your website. It's your social proof. How much are people actually engaging with you? Do you have a following? Are you just some other kind of fly-by-night company? Or if you do have a social media, are people actually commenting and liking your post? And is it exciting? A lot of times we see jewelers, and this is not everyone, but a lot of times we'll see jewelers that, again, they just repost. They'll repost something from one of their vendors, and there's literally zero engagement. There's like 1 or 2 likes, or something like that, no comments. And that's because it's not authentic. What people are looking for is good, authentic content that will resonate with them, just like your brand strategy. Also, short form video, using Reels and TikTok. It's the most discoverable content out there right now. So, if I were a jewelry store and I didn't have this dialed in, I would focus more on Reels for now, because you could just focus on your Facebook and Instagram, kind of, your meta environment there. Engaging with your followers and then influencers, these are some of the things that are going to make your social media strategy successful. So the first thing I want to talk about again is authentic content. You want to highlight what is unique about your store and your product selection. Incorporate a mix of aspirational and accessible. Showcase statement pieces to capture attention. Feature staple pieces to drive interest for in-stock items. It's really important to have like your website and your social media products connected. Things like Shopify kind of makes that easy, because you can tag your products in your post and have a real kind of a holistic solution, an omni-channel type of solution when you do it that way. And with the edge integration with Shopify, kind of makes it pretty seamless experience. Incorporate customer stories and testimonials and UGC, which is user-generated content. I was looking at one of our clients' social media or Instagram pages the other day, and again, all reposts, literally no engagement. And then if you go to the tab that shows tagged on Instagram, there was tons of people tagging them in their about their engagement stories and stuff like that. Like, that's what should be, like, if you don't have authentic content, repost your user-generated content, because that is very valuable. Educate your audience. So you really want to position yourself as a thought leader in the space. Think of what type of information you would share during the sales process in store and post that online. Also, bring jewelry to life by showing product on hand or on your wrist in a video format. Video gets way more engagement than just static posts nowadays. So again, a lot of the social media profiles that don't get much engagement are usually just images. Again, it's just kind of like taking the easy way out. So you really want to start driving home how important that social media engagement, sort of authentic content really is. As far as video content, again, Instagram Reels are really the most discoverable content on social media right now. TikTok is another platform that can get you in front of the engagement generation with educational short form videos. We've had different webinars about some of these topics. We had like a social media webinar a couple months ago. We'll probably do another one coming up soon, so we could spend more time on social media. But Kyle, one of our digital marketing managers, he generated over 100,000 followers on TikTok or something like that, and was getting, hundreds of thousands of views on every one of his videos. He was just talking about, digital marketing and short videos. So just, having, in what he would do is he would record them all, within a week or even not just one day. He would record, 20 videos. So that way he could just block off a day and then schedule them out over time. And so it's not that difficult to kind of just strategize on creating some videos of content that, again, people are things that you review in the normal sales process, answer those questions, and so you can appear as a thought leader. Reels and TikTok are perceived as being essentially the same by 87% of Gen Z. So that's why I mentioned, if TikTok is, it's a whole other platform and you haven't perfected Instagram or in Facebook, then I suggest focusing on those platforms first, and then you can kind of expand to TikTok. And also, one other thing I just wanted to mention is, I've seen some jewelers, again, not getting a lot of engagement, and they're trying to do TikTok and Instagram Reels, and they're just reposting their TikTok videos on Instagram Reels. They typically have a lot lower engagement when you're just copying them and loading them into Reels. Taking the easy way out is usually never going to be very beneficial to you. So I know, sometimes you don't have the time or whatever, but I really think at this point, if you don't have an in-house social media person handling these things, this is really a time to do it, because these things are going to be really important for the future success of your business and the overall success of your digital marketing strategy and your website conversion rate. All of these things kind of play together. Reels get 22% more interaction on Instagram than standard video postings. And also Reels have 2 billion monthly active users, which means all users are viewing Reels today, 100% of users essentially. So that's why it's important to do that. Here's some examples of some short form video that is like good content from one of my clients. I'll pull up a couple of the videos here. So this is an example of one, real simple. It's just like nice lighting on a nice hand, and nice product. Here's another one, just opening up a jewelry box and showing an engagement ring and showing how it has some brilliance in the light. Same here. Similar types of content, easy content to create though, that is not super complicated, but it gets a lot more engagement than your standard posts. So spend a little bit of more effort on just, again, creating authentic content. Once you establish your brand identity and kind of who you are, create some videos that are in line with your brand, ideals and everything like that. So the other things here that we'll kind of review on social media. Jump back in. Sketches and drawings, those usually have some like if you're actually recording a video of a sketch that you're doing on engagement ring or a custom piece, those are typically going to again show people that you are a thought leader. You provide this type of service, and it's not just your basic posting of a picture of a ring. This is like, if you can actually show you drawing a sketch, you're going to have a lot more interest in your custom design. Also, this is another idea, comparing engagement ring styles, cuts, and sizes. A lot of these types of posts are getting a lot of engagement, as you can see here, as well. So one of our clients, Lauren B. Jewelry, getting a lot of 7,600 likes, and they spent a lot of time on creating this type of authentic content for their business, and it's really paid off a lot. So also, again, like I said, user generated content, engagement stories, like reposting some of those. Ask your customers if it's okay for you to repost their stories. A lot of times, if they're really happy, they'll tag you, and then just ask, hey, would you mind if we reposted this? And then you're going to get a lot more interest, and it's going to show that like you're a relevant source for engagement rings if you are reposting this kind of content. User generated content is super valuable. It's just like getting a review. And so it builds trust. And now when people start thinking about buying an engagement ring, they're going to consider you. And if, if they're in the middle stage of their buyer's journey, this might trigger them to actually reach out to start to make a purchase with you. So it's important to always, again, keep this consistent posting, have good quality content, and over time, as they're being nurtured, they're going to stay within your funnel by seeing, they're going to, if we're doing things properly with dynamic retargeting and ads, and then they're also going to be following your accounts and seeing some of this content that you're going to be posting. It's also important in a successful social media strategy to engage with your followers. Posts get a significant amount more visibility when the account is responding to comments quickly, as it encourages other followers to engage and comment. And the more engagement, the more Instagram will prioritize the posts. So, when you're doing posting a video or a picture or whatever, if somebody's commenting on it, make sure you respond right away. And then more people will probably start commenting as well if they see that you're also engaging with them, because it's just kind of a natural human reaction. They like to see you reacting as well, and then a lot of times they will feel more open to commenting. Posting stories with questions or polls periodically keeps your audience engaged with your account. So, do you like this ring better or this ring better? Those types of questions in your Instagram stories, those will usually kind of keep your audience engaged with your content, and creating some kind of polls or again, just asking questions to the audience. Just constant, keeping up with your account. 72% of Gen Z and millennials follow influencers on social media. So we want to talk about influencer marketing and the importance of influencers today. 50% of millennials trust product recommendations from influencers. This drops to 38% for product recommendations from celebrities. So really, micro influencers and macro influencers and the smaller types of influencers will typically have a higher conversion rate. Micro influencers generate up to 60% more engagement than macro influencers. So what do those mean? These are different types of influencers: macro, micro, and nano influencers. And then there's celebrities on top of that, but we'll kind of break those down. Macro influencers are a step down from traditional celebrities and mega influencers. They have a prominent online presence, commanding anywhere from 100,000 to 1 million followers. In addition, they have a broader audience than a micro and nano influencer because they cover a range of topics instead of being more niche. So what a friend of mine who does a lot of these campaigns, he focuses more on micro influencers. So more than half of marketers who invest in influencer marketing work with micro influencers because they're going to be more niche to specific topics. They might be, more specific to retail or to jewelry or to fashion or to luxury. So a micro influencer typically has between 1,000 to 100,000 followers, and their content typically revolves around a specific topic, passion, or niche, making them respected experts in their field. And then finally, there's nano influencers. They have the smallest audience of the three, but typically spark the most engagement. These influencers have less than 1,000 followers and operate within a super niche community. They built an active and loyal community who are susceptible to recommendations. Typically, nano influencers work with brands for little to no pay, instead of receiving free products in exchange for a review or endorsement on social media. So this is kind of a very specific type of influencer that what some of my clients and colleagues have done is they have done multiple nano influencers instead of just one. They'll do, they'll get like 5 or 10 nano influencers in their market to promote something specific. So it's not just, you're going to have more reach, but you're also going to have more engagement because it's an influencer that has again, a smaller following, but more engagement. They seem more authentic. So again, I will get back to some questions, but feel free to type them in. If I see something there. Oh, Connie was asking, how do you find local influencers? So there's, different networks, and if you haven't, there's different ways to do it. Some will actually, like, if you have a full-time social media person, there's some companies that'll just do manual reach out. They'll start following other accounts. Like, one of the parts that, a successful social media manager will do is they'll start following local accounts, and, they'll start getting a pulse on who might be a nano or micro influencer in their market, and they'll just reach out manually. That's one way to do it. There's also platforms that I can send to you. There's multiple platforms where you can basically find influencers in different cities, and then you can basically tell them your budget, tell them what you want to promote, and then you can get a bunch of basically people applying to be an influencer for you. So there's multiple different platforms for that. So I'll get back to, Jessica was asking, how do I get many more followers? There's multiple ways, but yeah, influencers is one way. It's really about consistent posting and engaging with your audience. Hashtags obviously is going to be one way to get visibility of your posts, but Reels, again, is the most discoverable content. So the more Reels that you post, the more people will start discovering your brand. So that's why I mentioned Reels are super important to getting more visibility online, because it's the most discoverable content out there. There's other things you can do. You can also even buy an Instagram account and take it over, remove everything. So there's actually like sites that sell Instagram profiles if you wanted to do something, quicker. But it's usually you got to have a strategy in order to kind of revive that audience and get them to start engaging with your brand. Can you send me the list of platform to find influencers in your city? Rachel asked. Another Rachel. Yes, but if you can just email me, again, I'll put my email at the end, but it's Anthony, ANTHONY at GemFind.com. And I'll also start getting back to more questions. Just got a couple more things to kind of talk about, then I'll open it up for a Q&A from there and get back to the rest of the questions. So marketing automation. I really wanted to talk about this today. I talked about it on the last webinar, but marketing automation basically handles routine marketing tasks with minimal human action. So you kind of set up your marketing automation funnels, and then you let it run, and you start adding more audience to your list. And as more people start getting added to your list, your campaigns start to optimize, and you use something called lookalike audiences. So the marketing automation essentially is targeted paid advertising campaigns that continuously optimize for conversions via dynamic ads and lookalikes, collecting your customer data based on their activities with your website and targeting content and messaging, sending weekly or monthly email newsletters at specific times for your subscribers, sending out reminders for customers that abandon their carts, sending out SMS messages containing like discounts for a customer's birthday or anniversary, etc. Marketing automation is really kind of the difference between successful online businesses that are scaling their business and those that are not. So I really think this is one of the key things that the jewelers need to start incorporating into their strategy in 2023 if we want to keep really scaling your business. So some of the benefits is really, efficiency, marketing and sales alignment, and increased conversion rate, accurate reporting, personalized marketing strategy, data management, scalable processes, lead nurturing. And so essentially, I'll kind of dig more into this. We're going to create a whole other webinar in a couple months that's going to be all about marketing automation and also inbound marketing. But essentially, it's getting people into your marketing funnel through some kind of a lead magnet, and then nurturing them over the course of their buyer's journey. And when you have them in your CRM or email database, plus they're also getting your retargeting and all that stuff, that's how you start scaling your business, because one person gets into your funnel on Monday, 3 people on Tuesday, 2 people on Wednesday, 7 people on Thursday, and then it starts adding up and starts snowballing over time when you're using marketing automation properly. And really, it's the key factor critical to online SES for both e-com and lead gen, as it creates that funnel. Most jewelers do not participate in marketing automation, but now with platforms like Shopify, it makes it much more attainable. And so these are some of the things that we typically will set up for a jeweler is your Google search and shopping campaigns. And then the reason why is usually if you want to get somebody into your marketing funnel, you want them to come from a quality, you want them to be a quality person that gets into your funnel. If they're searching on Google, they're showing that they have intent. They're showing that they have interest in the product or services that you offer. And so if they're typing in, engagement rings in my town or engagement rings near me, and you show up and they click on that listing, then now you know that they're shopping for engagement rings, and you sell engagement rings. So that those search campaigns are a really important way to start your marketing funnel. And then also shopping campaigns are another way. So you can actually show products to people that are actively shopping for jewelry online. So that's all through what you call in-market audiences on Google. And so we can show relevant, products to people if they were shopping on Blue Nile, James Allen, all these other websites, or wherever, they were shopping. Google collects that data, and so we can now show them similar items that they might be interested in. Also, again, dynamic ads. So when they go to your website, you got a tracking pixel. They click on products. They keep seeing those products show up everywhere they go on the Google Display Network, Facebook, and Instagram. Then you create lookalike audiences, people that match those same type of interest and shopping behavior. And now we can start adding more people into the mix. We also typically add on social engagers. People are actively engaging with your social media. We'll show them some products. We'll also target your email list and create lookalike audiences from your email list. So it incorporates multiple different paid strategies, plus email automation, SMS automation, and then also sometimes chatbots. So abandoned cart emails, really important part of the marketing automation strategy is like if somebody goes to your website, they start checking out, but they don't finish their purchase. Maybe they were just looking at how much is shipping, how much is sales tax, but they obviously had some interest in purchasing that product. You need to remind them to come back because this will improve your conversion rate significantly. If you don't remind them, then it's just kind of leaving it up to a coin toss again. So, Klaviyo is a great email automation platform that can do those abandoned carts, but it can also send relevant emails based on how subscribers interact with your website. So, for example, if someone put something in their cart in the last month, at least once, you can send them an email. If they viewed a product at least once in the last whatever amount of days, you can send them out another email. So you create these automations and you create these funnels with an email. So what you want to do is really encourage people to sign up for your email list when they land on your website. So now you can start collecting data about them and create emails that are specific to their experience on your website. So that's where kind of, again, automation starts kicking in and it starts really kind of helping you in the long run. SEO in 2023, it's really important. We talk about SEO a lot, so I'm not going to get too far into it. But again, you want to really optimize websites according to what users are searching for. So what we see a lot is, most jewelers, they just optimize their homepage. They just put everything that they do on their homepage. But really, today's day and age is all about page experience and user experience. So it's really important to create a separate page for every single search query or search that people are typing in order to find you. So you need to kind of do a little bit of keyword research to see what are people searching for in your area, and then create a page specific to that search. Now you're going to have the best user experience for them once they land on that page if you're creating a page specific to it, not just with text, but with featured products and with relevant content on that page in order to give them the best experience on your website according to what they were searching for. A couple other things for SEO in 2023 is creating a hub and spoke content structure. So you create landing pages that you are looking for Google to rank you on. Again, when you have a relevant page according to what people are searching for, now Google knows exactly what to rank you for. So you want to create those pages, then create other links going to that page to build internal page authority. Then those landing pages will start outranking everyone else in your market because everyone else is just optimizing their homepage. So it's really important to start digging into these things to really kind of set yourself apart from the competition. Also, creating quality content. Really, you want to have like 600 to 1,000 words per page. If you can, invest in weekly blogs. We have an example of someone we're doing weekly blogs for. We started in April. It's a brand new website. They're getting 11,000 visits per month just from their blogs alone. So you can really generate a lot of traffic, and anyone that visits your blogs now can enter your marketing funnel and you can start retargeting them. So blogs, there's a whole blog strategy we've reviewed before, and essentially it's a process of looking for what people are typing in as far as questions are concerned, finding what ones have low keyword difficulty, ones that aren't that competitive, but have a high search volume. There's tools like SEMrush and Ubersuggest that can tell you these things, and you can write the blog specific to those things. Product schema. This is essentially what you call Google rich snippets. It's telling Google that this product is a product, and so it shows up properly on the search engines, and Google will have that ranking show up higher than a product that doesn't have what you call product schema or Google rich snippets. So it's a technical thing. Shopify already has this built in, so if you have Shopify, you don't have to worry about it. If you have another platform like WordPress or Magento, there's plugins and apps that you can add on that can create product schema for you. Keyword clusters, this is another thing that's new that started becoming more relevant, and that means having a lot of keywords that are related to the same topic but are they're variations of a keyword. So for example, if we want to rank for engagement rings, let's also work on pages and rankings for Halo engagement rings, solitaire engagement rings, channel set engagement rings, all these other things around custom engagement rings, all these other keywords that are related to that core keyword, and that will help that core keyword get ranked. You can also rank on all those other long tail terms as well. So keyword clusters are a new thing that's Google is now looking at and prioritizing for rankings. Also, optimizing your collections. Most people don't know that you can actually localize your collection pages and create SEO on all of your collections. By collections, meaning like your page that has all of your products on it, your engagement rings page, or your, again, solitaire engagement rings page. And you can localize those pages. You can change the URL to have the location in it. You can change the title. You can change the H1. You can change the meta description, etc. So again, I'm not going to jump too far into those, but we do a lot of SEO webinars. If you have questions, I'd be happy to kind of answer those at any time, either through the Q&A, or I'd be happy to have a call with you as well. Domain authority is another important part of SEO. That means how much of an authority are you in the eyes of search engines? So you're telling Google what to rank you for with these dedicated pages, but how much of an authority are you? So that's important, and you do that through getting websites to link to you. The more websites that link to you, so if you're getting press from whatever it is, Harper's Bazaar or something, or The Knot, and or In-Store Magazine, and there's a link to your website in that article, that's going to give you what you call a backlink, and that will improve your domain authority. Local SEO, doing a Google Map API. This is something that is a way that can improve your Google Map ranking significantly. It's a little technical, but really recommend looking into getting your Google Map API incorporated on your website. When we've done this, we've gotten people to the top positions on the Google Map, which helps get more phone calls and direction requests. So it's really important to start incorporating those. Adding as many reviews as you can. Obviously, a lot of people invested in Podium or Client Book, so I think a lot of jewelers are doing great with that right now. And then also localize your SEO keywords, like I've been kind of going through. As far as your website is concerned, I want to focus on, a frictionless buying process. So when somebody lands on your website and they want to purchase, make it as friction free as possible. So you want them to find a product, find all the information, add it to their cart, have a smooth checkout process. So frictionless buying process is super important. Have, dedicated landing page that caters to them, get them to start shopping for product. Again, add to cart, checkout process easy. You need that frictionless buying process today. Also, financing and installments. Affirm is now, an authorized gateway on Shopify. You can also incorporate it on other platforms as well. But the nice part about Affirm, I was just kind of explaining to a client the other day because they wanted to have like Wells Fargo or Synchrony, their in-store financing on their website. However, that usually requires a whole approval process, and it takes sometimes, several days to get approved. With Affirm, you can get basically an approval there and check out with your financing if you get approved. So having those online financing options really help improve your conversion rate and your average order value. Same with installments. Klarna, Afterpay, Shopify has Shop Pay, PayPal has Pay in 4 now. So any of those things, I recommend as many of those types of solutions as possible. BOPIS means buy online, pick up in store. Again, these are things like if you're looking at, having a website that is easier to use, Shopify has a lot of this stuff built in. Appointment schedulers, I think, a lot of jewelers just kind of, have like an inquiry form to fill out. But if you can allow people to actually pick a date and look at your calendar, find a time to speak, and find your available times, usually those have a better user experience. So there's one called Calendly, there's Acuity, there's many appointment schedulers nowadays that connect to your Google Calendar or to your Outlook. So I recommend having those as easy as you can make it for people to get in touch with you, the better, because then you're not hiding behind your website. You want to put your contact information and making it as easy as possible for people to come into your store or book an appointment. Other thing that I recommend is your reviews featured on your website, your press that you've been covered on, and your social proof. So like, showing how feeding in your social media feeds on your site, your Instagram feeds, etc., so people can see how much engagement you're getting. And then on press, if you've seen on a lot of the bigger sites, they'll usually say, there'll be some icons that say as seen in The Knot or as seen in whatever, Harper's Bazaar. Those are really important to just kind of help with consumer confidence. So any kind of press and social proof you can show on your site, that's going to help your conversion rates for sure. Also, encourage people to sign up for your email list, and you can get people to opt in for text messages as well. So Klaviyo now has SMS, which can be very effective if you're obviously if you're not overdoing it. So definitely recommend getting people into your email funnel. So now you can start doing that automation. Shop with confidence pillars. So on your product page, your product detail page, it's really important to show this is your money back guarantee. You have a diamond trade up policy, whatever it is. Put that on your product page. 9 times out of 10, I don't see that on product pages from jewelry stores. So really important to kind of get people to feel confident when purchasing from you. Also, again, excellent product data. We talk about this a lot, but merchandising product is really the most important component to success. So you want to have consumer-friendly product names, consumer-friendly product descriptions, detailed attributes, various metal types and options, high-quality, authentic imagery, and advanced filters on your site, so it's easy for people to kind of narrow down what they're looking for. So merchandising, one of the most important parts of your website. So really, to summarize everything I've went through, and I know I've went through a lot, but I'm really just trying to kind of give you tidbits and valuable information, and I'd be happy to jump on a call or answer questions now on a Q&A. But digital marketing in 2023 really needs to be fully holistic in order to maximize the results and allow for the efforts to fully pay off. There should really be no stone left unturned if you want to have true success for your jewelry store. So, I think that's kind of the bottom line. And the real key to success is doing all of these things in excellence. We can't kind of take shortcuts anymore. So feel free to type in any questions in the Q&A field or in the chat. Looks like we've got one question. Josh was asking, how can we find out best what people are searching for? There's a couple tools that you can use. One is SEMrush. Some of our clients use it, SEMrush. And you can sign up for I think you can get a free account and you can do a few searches that way. Another way is if you have a Google Ads account, there's something called Keyword Planner, and you can look up to see what people are typing in. So you can actually put your web address in, and it'll crawl your website. It'll tell you keywords that are within your website, and it'll tell you how many searches there are for those keywords. Rachel was asking, any tips if you're doing what you've talked about but feel stuck with gaining followers? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you're doing all the influencers, but I think we'd have to have probably a separate consultation about that. Rachel on our team, she's the former director of digital marketing for Rolex. She's been on a couple of these webinars with me. She'd probably be the best one to schedule a call with Rachel, and we'd be happy to take a look and see what's going on. But one thing that I probably didn't cover was also boosting posts and doing some campaigns, getting more people to follow your page. So that's also important as well. I didn't really cover that today, but definitely think that that could be helpful in getting more followers potentially. If you have any questions, again, feel free to type them in either in the Q&A or the chat, whatever is easier for you. And I'd be happy to answer any questions you have right now at this moment. I'm also going to put my contact info on the screen while we're going through these questions. So you can always, again, call me or email me, Anthony@gemfind.com. I'd also be happy to send you a copy of these slides if you wanted them. Again, just email me, Anthony@gemfind.com if you wanted them. Let's see here. Okay. Again, feel free to type in any questions in the chat or the Q&A. Haven't got any other questions yet. Let me make sure I answered everyone so far. Any tips? Okay. Okay. Jessica asked, what did you say the tool is called for what customers may be searching for? Oh, that's SEMrush. So let me SEMrush, send it to everyone here. And that's really a great tool that SEO companies use typically to do SEO analysis. Rachel asked, tips for getting your website business listed on websites like The Knot. Well, The Knot is that's free. You can sign up for an account for The Knot and put your create a profile on there. So I just recommend creating your account there. But for other like PR related things, and obviously that usually requires press. There's also a tool, I can't remember the name of it right now, but it's called brandfeatured.com. So this is a way that you can they can actually even write some kind of press release for you. Let's see here. And I'm going to, I put it here. I don't know if you see that. So brandfeatured.com, you can actually get seen on some big sites that will help with your domain authority. Let me see here. Okay, I'm going to reply to Rachel's message here and send to all brandfeatured.com. And then let's see here. We had another question. Jonathan. Oh, Jonathan, so does it cost to use Google Maps API? It does, but it's like pennies. It's like it's based on how much website traffic you're getting. So if it'd be like probably 0.0001 cent per visit or something like that. So it's not, I think maybe it might cost you like $1 or a couple dollars per month at most. I don't even know if it'll charge you that much. So it just depends on how much website traffic you're getting. But it does, there's a little bit of a technical setup, but we'd be happy to also give you some tips on that. So our team puts that together on most of the sites that we help out with and on the landing pages that we want to optimize for. So we're happy to walk you through that if you need to. Any other questions? Feel free to type them into the Q&A. Jim, thank you, Anthony, for me as always. Thank you, Jim, so much. I appreciate that, sir. Any other questions? Feel free to type them in on the Q&A. I'll give it about another minute or so. Jessica asks, what is the best tool to add to our site to be able to shop on our website? I don't know what kind of website platform you have. Depends on what website you have. If it's WordPress, then you have to add on WooCommerce. I guess I would need to have a little bit more information about that, Jessica. But again, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll be happy to if you don't know, I can probably find out. I have some tools that will tell me what kind of website you have and stuff like that, and give me some more insights. I'm always happy to give out free information. If you reach out to me, there's no obligation or anything like that. I'm always happy to answer emails or jump on a call if you need. So again, my info is Anthony@GemFind.com. I can be reached at 800-373-4373 extension 115. Oh, it's redlandsjewelers.com. I believe it's WordPress. So Jessica, yeah, you would need. It's called WooCommerce. WOO. Let me type it in here. So WooCommerce is the e-commerce plugin for WordPress. So you would need to add that on if you want to make it shoppable. If you're kind of looking at, making your site shoppable, you can always look at Shopify. It's, even if you just do it yourself, a lot of times it could be pretty effective. Obviously, we're a Shopify partner, and we can help you if you want a full website, but you might want to take a look at that as well as an option. Okay, it looks like that's all the questions for today. And thank you all so much for taking the time out. And Jim said, I'd be speaking with Alex and you about performing a review of our website. I like your analysis and input for improvements. Sure, Jim, we'd be happy to do that. I'll let Alex know. He's out of the country right now, but I'm going to message him and let him know that you'd like to do that. So I'd be happy to do that for you, Jim. Thanks, everyone. Thanks so much for your time, and have a great rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.